Hi, I'm Mallory Hammett and I'm from Webster County, and I have a question. How many of you have ever used chopsticks before? Okay, so there's a few of you who know what you're doing. But I've been using chopsticks since I could hold a fork because my family really loves Oriental food. So gotten really good at using them, and I've always been the one to show my family and friends how to use them. So today I'm going to show you guys how to use chopsticks, but first I'm going to tell you about the history, the types, the etiquette, and then how to use them. And so what are chopsticks? Chopsticks are the traditional utensils of China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. Chopsticks are short, tapered sticks used in pairs of equal length. They are used like tongs to pick up small pieces of food. Chopsticks are considered an extension of one's fingers, and they're mostly made out of wood, but sometimes they're made out of different materials. And they're traditionally used in the right hand, even if you're left-handed. So now we're going to learn more about the history of the chopsticks. Chopsticks originated in China during the Shang Dynasty, which is 1766 to 1122 BCE. The first pair of chopsticks was excavated from the ruins of Yin in 1200 BCE. The first pair was made of bronze, and they were very long. They were used to cook and serve food. Eventually, chopsticks were modified to be eaten from during the Ming Dynasty. Then they acquired the present name and shape, which is chopsticks, and they're all about this long. So there are also many types of chopsticks that happen when they spread throughout different countries. The length, most chopsticks are 30 to 40 centimeters, and those are used for cooking and serving. The ones that you eat from, like these here, they are 10 inches depending on the culture. In some cultures, the women's chopsticks are a little bit shorter than the men's, and the children's are even shorter. There are tapered chopsticks. The blunt chopsticks are from China, like this, and the pointed ones are from Japan. The materials that are used, mostly bamboo and wood. Those are the most common and the cheapest. Plastic, those are wear resistant. I have a pair of plastic ones, but they're slippery and they are hard to use sometimes. Metal is durable but also slippery and is a lot more expensive to use. And there are other kinds like jade, ivory, and gold, and those are the luxury chopsticks that were used for the higher up people, and those are very, very expensive. Now we're going to learn about the etiquette to have when using chopsticks. Chopsticks are never used to move plates or bowls. They are only used to move food from your plate to your mouth. Chopsticks are not used to play in your food. If you do play in your food to search for a certain morsel, it's known as digging your grave. Chopsticks are only to be used in the right hand, even with left-handed people. I am left-handed, and I didn't know this until I looked up my information, but I've always used my left hand, so I really have no hope for my right hand as of now. And chopsticks are to be placed horizontally after use. You are never supposed to stick them straight up and down in your food. When you're done eating, you lay them across your plate. You lay them like this, and that signals that you're done eating. Chopsticks are not used to impale food unless in rare circumstances or if it's in proper use. You can use it to pick up cherry tomatoes or fish balls is what they're mainly used for. Now we are going to learn how to use them. First, you have to hold one chopstick between your thumb and middle finger, like this. Position the chopstick so that it lies at the base of your thumb on the joint and on the lower joint of the middle finger. This chopstick should not touch the forefinger. Place the other chopstick between your thumb and forefinger. The side of the chopstick should rest against the tip of your thumb. The top of the chopstick should rest against the pad of your forefinger. They should always be parallel. You can use this technique to position the chopstick around a piece of food. Keep the first chopstick stationary as you practice moving the first one towards the second one. And now that you know how to hold and use your chopsticks, remember the history behind them and know that there are many traditionalists, and these are very special utensils to a lot of them. And there's a lot of different etiquette, but mainly always use it in your right hand, or try to, and always when you're across your plate. And remember that practice makes perfect, so the more that you use chopsticks, the better you'll get at them. Are there any questions? The question was, where did I receive information? And I looked it up on the internet, and I found it at Wikipedia. Are there any more questions? The question was, what is the most difficult food to try to eat with the chopsticks? And I believe that would be noodles, or like chow mein. But sometimes all the slippery foods are way harder to use. Are there any more questions? Yeah? Question was, can you use chopsticks to pick up rice? And the answer to that is, it's kind of used like a shovel almost. But when you use them, you're going to just put them together, like at the end. And it's easier with the blunt ones from China, but the pointed ones are a lot harder. And you just shovel it up. Are there any more questions? Thank you. That concludes my presentation.